All right, very first grinding job with the, I think that was a clean one. I think that's very, smells like I wore that one. Very first job with the 7015. So I'm here in Tupelo, right off Mount Vernon. This is Cypress Break Landscape. Philip Poe, good guy, used to be in a Wednesday night group, you know, Sunday or school type deal with him, and he does a lot of high-end yards, a lot of nice stuff, good work. He does really good work. But he called, and I just got the grinder yesterday, so you know I want to take the paint off of it. Got to get the paint off that wheel. It's got to make some money. I didn't buy it to not make money, but here's the Stump. We're gonna get in there and just get that guy tore out real quick and see what she can do. I'm gonna just do a little time lapse for y'all. All right, so my first reactions are this thing will cut more than, you know, what that wheel will do. Like it's taking off like 5 or 6 inches off at a time. It's just crazy. My stump grinder will do, you know, maybe 3 or 4 inches at a time. It's just, this thing is cutting 3-4 times the material than my 50 horsepower stump grinder. So yes, I'm feeling, you know, it's worth everything. There's a couple little things like it's so powerful and it doesn't get bogged down. So I feel like the head and some of the components and the way it's built, so beefy, it's kind of in the way. So I think that's the biggest thing, is you just got to be careful with that. And then of course right here, just kind of being easy in the yards. But that's my first reaction. So right there in that little segment, I was just trying to see what the stump grinder would do, and you see where I just smoked the belt. I smoked the belt a couple times, so it doesn't move good in the sawdust or in the wood chips with it in low gear. So you have to flip it in high gear to really move good, because the frame is just too low to the ground. And then when you get it in high gear and you start going back to grind, you accidentally go too far forward, and it bogs the wheel down and it smokes the belt. So I've already done that with an hour and a half on it. But anyways, right here in a second, I'm really loving it, and I'm really impressed with the power that it has. So it does what it's supposed to do. But here in a second, I shut it off, talk to Philip. Long story short, Philip, there's another Philip Poe in town, and I don't know that, I mean, he does the same type business or something. But anyways, long story short, we're trying to get to the bottom of that. One of my guys told me, he said, there's Philip Poe, and I'm like, no, Philip Poe looks like that guy right there behind my machine. That's the guy that I know that does really good work. He calls me, trusts me. He's always just says, hey, go do it. You take care of it. But I've known him. I went to Cuba with him on a mission trip. Used to be in a Wednesday night class with him. And he's a really good guy and does great work. And if he calls, I come running, because he's a good dude. But anyways, long story short, the neighbor's sister come running over and asked me to go kill a snake for her. And I go over there and try to look for the snake, and then I didn't see the snake. He already took off. And so anyways, I end up spending like an hour over there looking at 15 of her trees, and she wants a quote on getting some work done. And so the stump takes a little longer than it's supposed to, but really, I mean, I would have killed this stump in a little over an hour. But anyways, loving the stump grinder, just kind of learning it, and just taking the day to play with it and figure out what's going on. There's a lady that asked me to come deal with the snake. All right, so the neighbor come over and run over here and like, can you kill a snake for me? There's this huge snake. And I was like, I don't like snakes either. So I grabbed the landscape guys, hardscape, landscape, whatever you are, Philip. I grabbed his shovel on the way and went over there, and I even grabbed my little 22 that's got some quiet little rat shot in it. I mean, we're in the middle of town, and come to find out her husband's a judge, so maybe it wouldn't be too bad. All right, so at this point, it's probably been about 40 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes that I did 90% of the stump. But I have to get back here and just kind of go over this last little pass. I'm trying not to like spin and tear up the yard. Philip said he's going to resod all this and he's going to use all this dirt, so he didn't want me to haul it off. But at the same time, I'm trying not to hurt the yard. It's a nice yard. But anyways, just trying to learn all that, so it is a little slow. But I figure, I feel in a few weeks like we're gonna be able to just really demolish some stumps. The most important thing about a stump grinder is keeping the teeth sharp. So it doesn't matter how powerful your stump grinder is. If it's dull, it ain't doing what it should do. It's just like a chainsaw. Like it needs the chain needs to be sharp, the teeth need to be sharp. It's just, I think, one of those things that just those maintenance things that helps you do it. So here, I'm about to just move some of this dirt, and that helps me get down and just make sure, because I'm not hauling the dirt off, so it's hard to get down low. You can see I'm not really getting as low as I want to. I got the thing all the way down, but I'm about to move that dirt and get it out of the way. I don't want Philip to have to call me back. If he does call me back, hey bro, I'll come back anytime. Like, Philip always trusts me. I always try to do good work for him. I try to do good work for everybody. But see how I moved this little back, and I was like, that little dirt right there, and I was like, oh look, there's a little bit of a root sticking up. I try to always grind roots first, because you cover them up with dirt, you can't see what's under there. So anytime I do a stump for somebody and it ain't done, you think it ain't done right, just call me. I'll be glad to come out and touch it up. Don't feel like you ever got to call somebody else. Just call me. I'll come back and make it right. Speaking of, there is a lady that we did these monster stunts for that said, hey, we had a lawnmower. So anyways, I got to go take care of that. All right, Philip has a lot of landscaping to do, and he's going to clean it up. He's got his machines here, an excavator and dump truck, and he's just going to take the mulch and take it around back, put it in a flower bed. We ground down, you see it's black, so we ground down way below the dirt. I ground, several feet out on each side just to make sure all the roots are good. So when they resod that area, it'll look nice. Tracked a little dirt across the road, and the machine did really well. I learned real fast that you gotta, I'm letting it cool down a little bit. You gotta have it on low when you're easing forward, grinding the stump, because I had it on high one time and it went way too fast forward, and the wheel jumped in the stump and it smoked the belt. So I had to jump out real quick. But anyways, we know this is a brand new machine and it has a crack right here. So I'm gonna have to clean this up, take this off, JB weld it or something, just till I get a new one in. And I've not got a response from the company I called from, but the guy was super nice that sold it to me and dealt with me. Super easy to deal with, very nice guy. So anyways, hopefully this will be a pretty simple fix on getting that fixed. I don't like these wires hanging down like that. We're gonna have to zip tie that up, Carlton. I can't be having that. That'll get tore up. My guys start operating this machine. It's new, you gotta operate it yourself. See what it'll do. That way you can teach your guys. But when it's once it gets a few hours on it, you can let the guys loose on it and let them tear it up too. And as long as they're making some money with it, that's all that matters. Thanks for watching, y'all. All right, so there's always been a rumor that everything I own has JB Weld on it, and it's true. And this machine, I literally have maybe 2 hours on it. It had 0.9 when I got it. Just testing it and loading it and all that kind of stuff. And it might not come up without the remote on. Let's turn that on. I'm still learning. It's brand new to me. Turn the remote on. Engine communication 2.2. So yeah, 2.2. So I went and did that stump just a minute ago, and it took right at an hour. I feel like a lot of it was, I think I made a video about this, maybe I didn't. I feel like a lot of it was just learning it, and the remote is just, come on Carlton, like everything is backwards. Like really, that's the front of the machine? That's the front of the machine? Which one's the front of the machine? But even based off this remote, like half the time you need to run it like this. Maybe I'm not holding it right. Is this the right way? I don't know. I just feel like everything you read is this way, so you hold it this way. But everything on here, not everything, but the tracks and reverse and forward is wrong. Or maybe the most important thing about a stump grinder is the blade, so that makes it the front. Maybe that's really how they see it. I don't know, but it just, to me, it seems the tracks seem backwards, and just the I know that the layout of the buttons is totally weird compared to a Bandit. It just really is. So one thing I learned today that was a mistake was, what I don't love about it is I feel like the tracks are just not, like the frame and the tracks are not, the tracks should expand away from the machine, like down, and give you more of a lift kit, if that makes sense. Because like you can see down there, the dirt, like all that just fills up with dirt, and you're basically trying to fight pushing dirt with all that. And I feel like that really restricts the accessibility, like how good it moves and how freely it moves. I think, I don't know if the SG75 or whatever, the big Bandit, I swear those tracks go down. Maybe they don't either. But anyways, whoever makes some tracks that go down, like on a lift, that would be genius. And that'll help you get on heels. Like I was hoping this one did that, which I've never seen one in person. I just see them online. People say they're great, they're the best. So I ordered one. I needed a new one, so I ordered one. But as far as cutting, this thing will cut. They need a bigger wheel on it. The wheel's too small for what it'll actually cut. The head gets in the way. Like all this, I feel like the biggest deal is like in proportion to the motor and all the beefiness of this, that wheel don't stick out, you know, maybe 8 inches, something like that. It's just not a lot. I feel like the wheel could be bigger and stick out more, because I feel like you're like liable to hit this, and you can see it's rubbing, you know, all the material is rubbing on the bearings and stuff. I feel like all this just gets hit, and I know everyone I've ever seen, like right through here, is just no paint. And I know why, because, and I understand it's a belt. But so what I did wrong was I left it in high gear, and because in low gear it barely would even crawl around on this big mountain. Now, it was a big stump, but it would barely crawl around on it real good. You know, it was just kind of it was just pushing dirt with the undercarriage. But what I did was I turned it in high so I could move. Well, then I got to grinding again, and I accidentally jumped into too much wood and smoked the rear belt, which I'm sure that happens on smoking belts. I think on my old machine I might have smoked the belt once or twice, but this machine has 2 hours and I've already smoked that belt lightly. And like as soon as I got in it, I got out. You know, as soon as I noticed it, you know, jumped, I just jumped back out. But it's enough that smoke, you know, come out. So I'm gonna open that up and inspect it, see how that belt's doing. But overall, super impressed. They say you can't replace displacement, you can't replace the horsepower. It eats. It needs a bigger wheel. Like these wheels are too small. Like I need a Hurricane wheel on this machine. I think would be more efficient. You know, whatever. Like I just need a 36-inch wheel. I think would be better. And then I don't know. I just feel like this is all gonna get in the way. But whatever. It's a monster. It does exactly what I thought it was going to do. I grinded outside to outside root area was 12 inches. I ground about 15 with not knowing what I'm doing. The first time running the machine, the controls are backwards. Just getting used to it, taking my time. It was still an hour, 0.2. So, you know, give me a week or two, do a stump like that in 30 minutes. So definitely does what it's supposed to do, worth its money. It's going to save time. We're going to be able to take on bigger jobs. Don't have to definitely be careful with, you know, nice yards, and have to put down some plywood. It does weigh a little bit. It's about 6,000 pounds. Other stump grinder's about 3,500 pounds, that one, but it's on wheels. But that one's on, that one's just gonna be for sale. But hey, I'm gonna use it and try to play catch up, run 2 stump grinders. I got 2 lifts, I'm gonna run 2 lifts, try to play catch up, see what that looks like. You know, maybe my business model's, you know, not right. Maybe I need 2 crews, 2 lifts. Come winter time, it's gonna be nice to be able to sell one of them, because realistically, it always slows down in the winter. But hey, everybody that wants to save a little money, and you got big nasty trees, winter time's bad because it's hard to get in your yard without being rough. But if you have something that's dead by a driveway and we can back up with the crane, winter time's the best time to get a good price. But don't be like some of these people out here. I got people all the time, they want to call me January, give me the best price right now, best price, best price. Things are a little slower, I give them basically a dirt cheap price. You know, I'd say solid 30-40% off what the job would be in the summer, and then they wait till July and they call you like, oh, I need it done tomorrow, that price. Don't be that guy. If you want a good deal, catch people when they're slower time of the year. Be supportive of you know, small businesses. My business may look big, but it's literally me and a few guys, you know, that are busting our butts to make it happen. And I literally started this doing it for hire with 1 chainsaw 5 years ago, and it's turned into a lot of equipment. But hey, thanks for watching. Love y'all. Tell your friends about me, subscribe, like my videos, comment. I'm gonna try my best to comment back. At first it was overwhelming, people commenting and stuff, but I enjoy it. It shows me that you watch the videos, that you comment and talking to me about stuff, you know. And any and all encouragement's always welcome, and any advice on running equipment's always welcome. And any questions, hey, hit me up. If y'all want to see me do something, let me know. If there's something I'm not filming that y'all want, let me know. You know, I can do whatever. You know, you want me to, I don't know, whatever's cool. You know, I'll make some cool videos. I need millions of views. I'm trying to be like Cotton Top and make a living off of YouTube. Cut trees for fun. I think that's what he does. Y'all have a good day.